Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's FearsomeFire here, and welcome back to another video that this guy made on me. You're such a troll.
FearsomeFire, also known as Harrison Ryan. A YouTuber slash Twitch streamer with a very entertaining and childlike personality, who also has a very philosophical and genuine side to him. Some of you might know this guy as a retired Super Mario Odyssey speedrunner, but many of you probably know him as the guy that went crazy and mysteriously left the internet. But many people wonder, how did he rise to fame? What happened with his YouTube channel? What's with all the sudden changes? And when's his next stream? In this video, I will go over the full story of our beloved Ginger Boy. A brief disclaimer, since Harry has a chronic obsession of removing his internet history, some of the info in this video may be inaccurate, and I apologize for that. Also, some of this stuff is satirical and not meant to be taken seriously. So let's start from the very beginning. Harrison Robert Ryan was born on October 23rd, 1999, in a town right outside Boston, Massachusetts. Harry grew up as an only child with no siblings, so as you can imagine, he was very energetic, misunderstood, and always got what he wanted. But unfortunately, he was ginger, so he didn't really have that many friends. And the friends that he did have would constantly bully and pick on him, just because he had red hair. But on the bright side of being ginger, Harry was a genius, so it was very difficult for Harry to focus in class, because he already knew everything, but he didn't know exactly what to do with this power. On one Christmas morning, 5-year-old Harry had received a gadget that he had never seen before. This would be known as Harry's first ever video game device, which was the Game Boy Advance SP. He would play a variety of games on this device, including Nintendo games. And then, one day, 6-year-old Harry was staying over at his cousin's house. Harry was once again given a strange contraption which he has never seen before. This was the Nintendo DS, and it had Mario Kart DS inside. At first Harry didn't understand it, but eventually he was obsessed with this game. This is where he would first meet his Lord and Savior, Cappy, and now he was officially under his spell. So Harry wanted to find more Mario games like this, and this is when he would first discover games like Mario Kart Wii and Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. These games absolutely blew Harry away as a child. It was at this moment where Harry decided to stop playing Webkins and focus solely on Nintendo. Harry would then spend most of his elementary and middle school life playing Mario games all by himself. Along with that, he ditched his toxic friends and was making some new friends while playing online games like Toontown Online and Minecraft. He was just living the typical gamer life. But then, Harry overheard some of his classmates talk about some new websites that they were using. One of them was Twitch, and the other one was YouTube. YouTube is a place where people with a lot of free time get to record and edit videos of themselves. Twitch is kind of like that, except you don't have to edit the videos because people can watch you in real time. Harry was infatuated with these websites, and he found some of his first ever inspirations as a kid, which were YouTubers like Nintendo Capri Sun and TWD98. YouTubers like these would play and commentate over some of Harry's most favorite Nintendo games. They would also add a lot of genuineness and personality into their commentary. He loved this type of content. And while watching these videos, Harry was wondering if he could do the exact same thing that these YouTubers were doing. This inspired Harry to ask for a capture card for Christmas, which is what YouTubers use to record their games from a console. As soon as he got it, he immediately used Mario Kart Wii to test it out, and was even commentating while he was playing. He would then record more Mario Kart Wii gameplay multiple times, and he also even attempted to do some vlogging as well. But before Harry could upload anything at all, he needed to create his own YouTube channel. But there was one issue. He didn't really know what to name his channel at first. Harry was 12 years old at the time, so he was pretty worried about YouTube's age restriction policies. So, to be 100% safe, he named himself Mr. Man 32. With this name, he could pretend that he was a 32-year-old man, and he could do whatever he wanted on YouTube. After that was done, he was finally able to start uploading, except he would upload only a couple Mario Kart videos because he was unhappy with most of his footage. Unfortunately, these videos didn't get much attention, and Harry was getting pretty tired of being blue-shelled while recording, so Harry decided to switch his focus to a much more popular game, which at the time was Minecraft. So, he deleted his channel that had Mario Kart videos, and created a brand new channel just for Minecraft content. At the time, Harry was training to be a master at PvP, so he asked his IRL friend Brendan if they could duel for a video, and he accepted. The next day, Harry logged into Minecraft, booted up the Frap software, and started recording the duel with his friend. Unfortunately, he lost, but Harry didn't mind. He really enjoyed fighting against other people in Minecraft in general at this time, and he would even end up participating in the MC PvP Hunger Games. where he would actually end up bumping into content creators like bball0928 and Bad Boy Halo. So yeah, as you can tell, Harry had a ton of fun playing Minecraft as an early teen. But going back to his YouTube activity, Harry would upload a handful of videos of him playing on the MCPVP server, but unfortunately none of these have audio, which he explains in one of his recordings.
I tried for 2 hours yesterday, and I wasn't able to figure out how to make Fraps record my headset. It's like, I don't know, I think it's my computer. It's really weird. It's like, I don't even know.
Screw you, technical difficulties. But alas, the Mr. Man32 Minecraft legacy would only last about a year, as Harry was making some pretty big decisions in his life at the time. Back at school, he was fully committed to being the ultimate slacker, and was too busy making money to care about school assignments. Harry got jobs as a painter, a paintball referee, and a Toys R Us tamperer. During the times where he wasn't working, he would still continue being a gamer, where he would really get himself into CSGO, and watch a lot of people stream Toontown Online on Twitch. Eventually, he would run into a very special character. This was no other than Toasty the Wizard. The very first time they met was in 2015, where Harry would troll Toasty so hard on stream that they eventually became rivals. Toasty would challenge Harry to get more Twitch followers than he had at the time, to which Harry eagerly accepted. This led to Harry trying out Twitch streaming for the very first time, and he was actually doing pretty well in his earliest stage. But he wasn't getting quite enough attention to match up to Toasty, and Toasty claimed this was because Harry had an underscore on his name, which is highly unattractive. So Harry had to come up with a name that was better than Mr. Man32. He was trying to think of memories from his recent past on the MCPVP server, and he remembered one time when his arch nemesis U-Man burned down his house. After U-Man did that, he would say to Harry,
"How about you go FearsomeFire?"
That's when Harry thought to himself, that's brilliant. And that's when he would call himself FearsomeFire on all platforms from then on. It had alliteration, and it matched his fiery hair. But even with his new name, he didn't get that much more attention on his Twitch streams. Harry knew that he had to give YouTube another go, since that's pretty much the only way to get a big audience on Twitch. Instead of Mario Kart or Minecraft, he would try doing content on CSGO, since the game was really trending at the time. He would create another channel, but this time name it FearsomeFire, and upload his first introduction video.
Yo, what's up YouTube? This is me, FearsomeFire. This is a channel introduction video, and yeah, I just want to say that I'm going to start making videos from now on out. CSGO, pretty much any games that I want to play. I'll probably just do rants, anything. Hopefully you'll see me in when I make other things in the future, and I'm very excited, because I've been wanting to do this for a very long time.
While he really wanted to be consistent with this channel, it was really tough. Harry was still grinding at the work life, and he had to try at least a little bit in school in order to graduate. So he ended up uploading only a few more videos in the summer of 2016, which didn't get much views either. That's when Harry decided maybe CSGO just isn't for him. He decided to take a break from making any more videos, in hopes that there will eventually be the perfect game they make content on. Fortunately for Harry, it finally came. On January 12th, 2017, Nintendo would release the trailer of Super Mario Odyssey. When Harry first saw this trailer, he felt like a happy little boy once again. He waited so long for the perfect game, and he knew this was it. The hype was extreme, but of course, it wouldn't last too long, since he had to wait 10 months for the game to release. But luckily for Harry, the trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild would release on the same day, and this game would release much earlier in the year. So Harry figured that he could just grind Breath of the Wild until Odyssey came out. Until then, he would constantly bother his Toys R Us coworkers about how excited he was. And he even used the store to replicate stuff that he imagined could be in both of those games. After a long month and a half, he would first get his hands on Breath of the Wild. As soon as he got it, he grinded the heck out of it. And within the 3 days of the release, Harry would find a really interesting way to get rupees quickly. And he knew this was a great opportunity to jumpstart a YouTube channel. So once again, he created another channel under the name of FearsomeFire, and posted a video of the trick he found on March 6th, 2017. This would iconically be known as FearsomeFire's first video.
Yo, what's up YouTube? It's FearsomeFire, and today I'm going to show you the #1 way to get gems in Breath of the Wild.
Luckily, this video did end up getting a decent amount of views. So Harry realized that if he would upload content right when a game released, he would get the best chance of being successful. But once again, he wasn't that passionate in making any more content for this game. So Harry figured that he could just casually play Breath of the Wild, along with watching the Odyssey trailer 1,000 times every day, all until Odyssey actually comes out. So then, months go by, and a new opponent emerges from the YouTube shadows. This would be his half-brother Tom, who somehow was able to get more subs than Harry on his own YouTube channel.
Listen, my brother has more subscribers than me. I'm not worried about that.
So with this extra pressure and competition, Harry was now more determined than ever to build a channel that was all about Odyssey. So then, the day of October 27th finally came. Since Harry was working at Toys R Us that day, he was able to snag a copy and take it home with him extra early. So then he sprinted home and stayed up all night playing through the entire game as fast as he could. After that day, he would spend his entire free time glitch and speedrun strat hunting just like all the other players. And that's when he would upload his first ever Super Mario Odyssey video, which showcased a potential sequence skip using the Kingdom paintings. But he wouldn't stop there. On the same day, he would also get the Moon Kingdom Koopa freerunning world record live on Twitch.
Let's go! World record, bro. Oh my gosh, that felt like such a world record. Everything felt right. The ending felt a little bit off, but everything else felt so right. Oh.
And that was it. His first ever top score on a leaderboard. Well, for a few hours at least. The video that really got his channel a lot of attention was his Super Mario Odyssey trick jump compilation, even though many of the trick jumps weren't really that impressive. But this is when Harry would really start to form an audience, and he was really committed to make more content for them. After a month of playing, he would suddenly get the idea of doing challenge videos, which were basically videos where he would see if it was possible or not to complete a certain objective. And these objectives would be created by fans, not Nintendo. And these challenge videos would do really well for him as well. Since Harry had a decent amount of popularity on YouTube, he figured this would be a great opportunity to start streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch. That way, he would get much more views, and he would be able to engage with his community a lot more. And his first YouTube stream was a pretty classic one on its own. In the main portion of the stream, he would try to do a full no-jump Super Mario Odyssey run. And during this run, the first two FearsomeFire memes would be created. The first one would be based off of a super simple Lake Kingdom moon, and Harry wanted to show off his skills by pretending that it didn't exist.
And yeah, no, there's no pillar moon. Cool people don't get pillar moons.
The second one was created because Harry used to be so bad at the game that he needed to use his Peach amiibo to refill his health every 5 seconds. These memes would be referenced by the chat many times, and if his chat wasn't doing that, they'd be asking him if he knows the way, and if he knows who touched their spaghetti. So already, there was a strong meme energy that was flowing through his audience, and Harry would go back and forth between streaming and uploading videos pretty consistently. And in some videos, you can really tell that he was extremely committed. Like for example in one video where he would do the same floating dog glitch for over 2 hours, over and over again just to attempt to get to another platform. And in another video when he would stay up until 2 AM on a school night just to bring a hat to Princess Peach. And luckily, these videos would get him a buttload of views. His channel was growing tremendously fast, and Harry was amazed at his progress. But he wasn't the only YouTuber that blew up from making content from this game. There were other YouTubers that were doing stuff similar to what Harry was doing, most specifically Dan the Man, DGR, Mayro SMM, and Helix Snake. The first person that Harry really collabed with was Dan the Man, and Harry and Dan would do multiple streams together where they would roast each other's gaming skills constantly. Many would say that they were a classic Super Mario Odyssey duo. And as for DGR and Helix Snake, they would upload videos that were super similar to Harry's, except they would get much more views. This would lead to his audience calling him stuff like Discount Helix Snake and DGR Copycat, but Harry shrugged them off. He just wanted to do his own thing.
Helix did it? Okay, listen, I don't want to hear about what Helix did, alright? Every single time I do something, like, oh, Helix has already done that. Helix did that better than you. Helix did it with his eyes closed. Helix Snake did it invisible, with his eyes closed, without using a controller. Just because I'm not as good as Helix Snake doesn't mean you have to be a horrible human being.
Harry would also take unique challenge ideas from fans from his newly created Reddit and Discord server. Harry just wanted to have fun and didn't want to be too competitive with other YouTubers at the time. Eventually, he would reach 10,000 subscribers, and that's when Harry would show his face to his fans for the first time ever.
Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's FearsomeFire here.
At first, Harry was ashamed of what he looked like, especially for the ginger part, but what Harry didn't know is that his fans would see his face as a very special face.
1, 2, go, meal. 1, 2, go, meal.
Sorry about that. Harry really was becoming an iconic and meme-worthy personality, and a very special viewer that would contribute to this fact was a man named Tyler Lutz. At the start of 2018, Tyler Lutz would start his YouTube channel where he would make all sorts of meme videos, with FearsomeFire being his personal favorite subject, mainly as revenge for being timed out for a truthful message.
You think I'm brain dead? I'm not brain. Who said that? Tyler Lutz. I'm not brain dead. If I was brain dead, would I be able to time you out?
In one of Harry's streams with Dan the Man, Dan would show Harry one of Tyler Lutz's videos on him, and he loved it.
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear.
Yo, what is going on YouTube?
Harry would watch more of Tyler Lutz's videos and also encourage his viewers to subscribe to him. This would inspire Harry's fans to make FearsomeFire memes just like Tyler Lutz. That way, they can easily grow their own channel, and also get a lot of attention from their favorite internet stranger. But since most of his fans were under 12 years old, there wasn't that many meme videos that were worth watching, for a while anyways. Now going back to the others, DGR and Harry would really start to collab with each other, as well as Mero, and what they would do was mainly to see who was the best Mario player, and Harry and DGR would go hard on each other. DGR wouldn't really be a streaming buddy like Dan the Man was to Harry, he would be more like a video buddy. But DGR would only be Harry's video buddy as long as he kept his channel family friendly, to which Harry agreed with for at least a few months. Eventually in late March, Harry would repeatedly call DGR's dad on stream for an unknown reason, and DGR suddenly got a really funny idea for an April Fool's video. And so on April Fool's Day, DGR would post a video of him claiming that he was FearsomeFire's uncle.
Yes, I am FearsomeFire's uncle. To those that don't believe, I actually have photographic evidence that I actually am his uncle. It was at Harry's 6th birthday party, and it's a really great memory.
And that's how the Uncle DGR Dave meme started. But the memes didn't stop there. Later that month, Harry would try to make a really difficult Mario Maker level just for Dave to complete. And as it turns out, DGR zoomed through the level with ease. Unimpressed, Dave sent a very iconic curse to Harry.
FearsomeFire, you're gonna have to do better than that, man. Bring the heat next time, guys.
What?
We just proved that
What?
FearsomeFire is a weenie.
What? No! No! Screw you! You got lucky!
there you
That's
have
all
it.
that was! You got lucky! You just got lucky! I am not a weenie!
And that's how the Fearsome Weenie meme was born. And this is an example of a meme that fans would absolutely obsess over. And not too long after, another super obsessive meme would arise for Harry. A 15-year-old Super Mario Odyssey fan, who was heavily inspired by a channel named GameWorks, published a video titled 5 Odyssey YouTubers Who've Sworn. And since Harry was low on content, he decided to react to it on stream.
So this guy made a video. It's called 5 Odyssey YouTubers Who've Sworn. I'm not a weenie, okay? Stop saying I'm a weenie. Who's number 3? Me! FearsomeFire! I never said a bad word. What do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, why the would I say...
Now because of the family-friendly contract, his fans would pretend that this was a really big deal, and the uploader, Lucidity, would get the same type of treatment that Tyler Lutz got with his other videos, which he rightfully deserved. Okay, that's enough about other people for a while. Let's talk about Harry's actual content at this time. Between March and May, Harry would continue to do consistent uploads of Super Mario Odyssey videos, while also sprinkling in some stream highlights and Galaxy videos every now and then. In his live streams, he would mainly do full no damage Super Mario Odyssey runs, but fail miserably every time. If he wasn't doing that, he would probably be either raging on Mario Kart 8, or pouring bottles of water on his head for donations. In late April, Harry finally graduated high school with an astonishing 1.8 GPA. Now that he was released and had infinitely more free time, Harry was starting to get bored of casual Odyssey playthroughs, and he decided it was finally time to get serious. With the help of the 90% speedrunning community, especially runners like Chaos Pringle and Small at 1, Harry would start to learn how to speedrun Odyssey like a pro. Right when he started his first ever speedrun, a new meme was immediately created.
Please work. Assist mode? I did assist? No! Alright, we're restarting. Restarting. No! Fail. Alright. Yeah, why am I in assist mode? Freaking stupid. Alright, let's try this.
Basically, when Harry was first starting out in 90%, he would reset his runs to the smallest mistakes because he was such a perfectionist, which became quite a meme for the chat. But Harry was determined to be a skilled runner, and he would be at the Odyssey 80% grind for 4 months straight, and what came out of these 4 months were some pretty hilarious rage clips.
I'm done! No! Why?
I'm so...
So dumb! What is that? I am so...
I think I just broke something.
Harry's comedic rage, combined with his outrageous stories from his past, made this a very classic and chill era of FearsomeFire. New faces popped in, as well as some rich moderators, and Harry would grind until he got a legendary PB, which he eventually did with a 105.33. Once he got that PB, he decided to take a break from any percent and start focusing on other categories. He decided to focus on start percent, minimum captures, and 2-player since their boards were pretty empty. On his first day grinding start percent, he quickly got the world record of 22.47 because he got the trick Brunchian on his first try. He also got the world record for minimum captures just because he was the second person to ever do a run in it. And for 2-player, not only did he easily snag 3rd place, but the run itself is one of the most classic runs in FearsomeFire history. And it all started with a random chatter named Alex Ballon.
Am I gay? Nah, fam. I'm gonna give that guy mod. The guy that asked if I was gay. No, I am not. Well, define gay. Am I attracted to boys? No. In what way? Define attraction! There's nothing wrong with being LGBT. There, just leave it at that. Listen, there's nothing wrong with anything. Everything is okay. Have I ever kissed a boy? When I was like in kindergarten, yeah. Define boy, oh god, not again. I think like in kindergarten, like me and a friend were messing around. Like, I was in kindergarten, dude, come on! Define messing around, oh my, it's over, dude, it's over. How about the weather outside? The weather recently? Pretty pog. There's a, oh no! It's, oh, dude, you're right! There's a freaking hurricane! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I wonder if there's gonna be a lot of controversy about this.
Well, there was, kinda, in a comedic way. This was officially the point where his audience would start to jokingly label whatever Harry does and says on the stream as controversial. But Harry enjoyed it, so many times he would purposely say controversial stuff on stream. And unfortunately, he would tarnish DGR's family-friendly contract in the process, for the humor and the content. The months after that were full of game playthroughs that were unrelated to Odyssey speedrunning. This is another time when Harry's channel really started to blow up again, and he would reach the big milestone of 100k subscribers. During this time, Harry would be thinking about streaming on Twitch more often than YouTube. The whole reason he switched in the first place is because he didn't really have an audience. But now that he did, he wanted to switch his whole streaming career to Twitch. So he urged everyone on YouTube to go support him over there. And that's the place where he would do his streams from now on. Along with that, Harry loves streaming so much that most of his YouTube content would turn into stream highlights rather than actual videos. Partially because his Reddit and Discord server were now full of memes rather than video challenge ideas. But his stream highlights now would start to get really creative. It was just him and the Twitch chat making content together. Many would say that this time was the golden age of FearsomeFire. It was full of memes, controversy, and childish mukbangs. One day in January, Harry was really missing the times when him and Dan the Man used to stream together. So he wanted to find a new streaming buddy that he could try to use for content. So he decided to call up his former arch nemesis Toasty. And Toasty agreed to do it for a few streams as long as he got clout for it. On one of the first streams they did together, an incredibly generous chatter known as Zengikukatsu appeared out of nowhere.
If I win, you'll donate. Zang, how much will you donate if I win? How much? We gotta make this epic. We gotta clickbait this. Actually, you have a math question? What's the math question? Oh, 3 plus 4, 7. Alright, 7. I just want to stay in the island, honestly. I just want to stay here and chill. Oh my lord! Oh, what the hell? Zanga! Dude! What? 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 So 3K is on its way. No. What the no. Oh my god. Dude. Bro, he actually donated $3,000, but it's pending. What the fucking shit is this? Call my mom? Okay, alright. I'm gonna call my mom. Alright.
Hello?
Hello, Mom?
Yeah?
I just got a $5,000 donation on my stream.
That's nice.
I know. Are you proud of me? Are you happy that I didn't go to college?
I don't care. Goodbye.
Oh god, I have a feminine voice.
Do. I know you do. Guys, that was Toasty, by the way. We're telling dude,
fucking
dude,
stupid.
I can't believe you literally said before I called, you were like, call me.
Now this moment seemed like just a harmless prank, but trust me, this little skit will be very important later on. But anyways, Zanga was a huge motivator for Harry to keep going and streaming. If Harry kept producing the right content, he could really make a living off of it. Which leads Harry to receive a very exciting opportunity. Harry's childhood idol, TWD98, also known as Troy, noticed that Harry was making quite a bit of money in his content creation, and he invited Harry to move in with him and his friends in a big house in LA. And Harry was like, hell yeah! And so he packed up his stuff and moved out of his mom's house in Massachusetts and went straight to LA. His new roommates would be Troy, Attacking Toucans, Silly Pones, and Cole Howerton. Since this was the first time Harry would live without his mom, getting adjusted to the new environment was pretty stressful for him at first.
I really hope that I don't have to like leave LA. Like, I'm a little bit concerned that I'm bothering my roommates. They kind of get annoyed by me.
But he would still try to do his streaming content, which at the time was mainly getting top 100 in Cooper Fearsome. But off stream, Harry's new roommates would get Harry to do some pretty fun activities. They would do stuff like go to the beach, go to the carnival, and even Nintendo E3 of 2019. And this would all be documented on Soy Plone's vlog channel, where Harry was luckily able to flex his merch every time he was on cam. And the best part of LA is that it had Raising Cane's, which is the food that maximizes Harry's happiness. For Harry, it was a crazy fun summer. Back at the new place, which is now known as the Degen House, Harry's streams would constantly be interrupted by his other roommates, especially Troy, who would do real-life raids on him multiple times, which eventually became a meme of the chat saying Troy's behind you. Along with the craziness that happened on stream, Mario Maker 2 would also release on the 28th of June, and that game would pretty much be half of Harry's content for a while. But around this time, you can tell that Harry's personality on stream was getting noticeably different. He was running out of stories to tell, and he was lacking a bit of energy. It was clear that there was something troubling him, and one of those things was his Discord server, the Fearsome fam. Basically, Discord is a place for lonely gamers who crave social attention, and some users would go great lengths for it, despite the consequences. These are known as internet trolls, and the Fearsome fam was infested with them. And some of the worst trolls were the admins of the server, since Harry had an addiction of giving mod to people who he found hilarious. This made the server incredibly toxic, and it was really stressing Harry out to deal with it. And in one day of July, the chaos was really getting out of hand, and Harry was on a lot of pressure. So what did he do exactly? He decided to delete the entire Discord server.
The issue with my Discord server is that there were certain people in it that were really toxic and cancerous, and when I tried to get rid of them, people just got mad and they started complaining. So I was like, alright, well, if I can't ban these people, then nobody wins. It's like chaos theory. You just destroy the entire thing and then everybody's equally upset. But nobody can be like, oh, well, you favored this person over that person. It's like, no, I equally punished everybody, including myself.
Rest in peace, Fearsome fam. This would be the first time anything was quote-unquote erased from the FearsomeFire world, so it gave many people quite a sense of grief after it happened. But for Harry, it was more relieving than anything. For the next few months, he would continue his regular streaming content, and he would also collab a bit more with people like his roommates, Small at 1, and Planemark124, since everyone would be around for conventions. But Harry would suddenly go on these mysterious long breaks of streaming, and nobody was really sure why this was happening, but it was pretty concerning. Some say that he was convinced to take a drug that was laced with bath salts, and it was really messing with Harry's brain. This would cause Harry to act abnormally and make rash decisions. And in one day of October, Harry was thinking really deeply about his past in content creation, and he was worried that some of his stuff in his live streams could really hurt his future. With that being said, he made the big decision of deleting his channel's entire Twitch clip history, along with privating every single YouTube stream that he's ever done. He wanted to come back on a new leaf, and he didn't want to have the stress of possibly being exposed for his past. So he would come back and he would actually be pretty consistent at streaming, but he wanted to make sure he wouldn't screw up, so he would take a lot of notes. And to be honest, he would have a lot of unique ideas that would pop off, and he would also get an 80% PB of a 103.27 in his bonus. Things seemed to be going decent for him, until Thanksgiving came around.
Thanksgiving was great, guys. I experienced Thanksgiving. First time experiencing Thanksgiving without my family. I honestly didn't really talk to many people for this Thanksgiving, because I was like thinking about life. Like, for some reason, I had this insane existential crisis thing on Thanksgiving. It just made me rethink everything. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for bearing with me with my crazy not being completely focused on this. Hopefully this improves and this doesn't stay like this and I don't continue to just ponder life for the rest of my life. But yeah, thank you guys for coming, and it was nice to see you all.
After that stream, it was clear that there was something up with Harry. He would go to Massachusetts right after that stream to visit his family, and people would later learn from Troy that Harry would decide to not come back to the house.
So he went to visit family in like late November, and then he told us that he just wanted to move back home. So he ended up moving back home in late November.
Along with moving, he would also take a long break from streaming for his mental health, and all of his fans would understand and send him a lot of support. People just assumed that he was taking a regular mental health break just like any other person would. But what the fans didn't know is that behind the scenes, Harry would be experiencing the most psychotic episode he's ever had in his entire life. Nobody online would be aware of his reckless behavior until the notorious day of the Fearsome fall would occur.
It's over, dude. My channel's dead. I'm just gonna stream myself deleting my channel on stream right now.
The FearsomeFire YouTube channel was gone. The entire fanbase would go into utter panic and distress. Nobody knew why it suddenly disappeared, and this made everyone extremely concerned for Harry. Not only did this mean that fans had nothing to watch, but it also meant that people would be forced to watch Small and sharpen pencils for entertainment, since he would be the only Odyssey YouTuber left standing. The next morning, Harry would wake up from a nightmare, and he wanted to make sure his YouTube channel was still okay. That's the moment when he realized,
oh crap.
He made a terrible mistake, and he wasn't able to reverse it, and the only option he can think of was tweet at YouTube for help. His fans would see the tweet and get a wave of relief that it was an accident. Harry would try for a week straight to try to get his YouTube account back, but unfortunately YouTube couldn't recover it because it wasn't a brand account, so that means that all of his YouTube progress was forever lost. But this wouldn't discourage Harry. He figured that he would just start all over again on a new channel and just go from there, which is exactly what he did, and he uploaded an explanation video as the first video.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Harry here. So now I have this new channel that I made. I think it's a pretty great thing that I have this new channel, because it's like anybody that comes to this channel and subscribes, I'm just gonna tell you, you're coming to watch from me. FearsomeFire is pretty much dead. This is the channel to be. I might change the name of this channel at times. I might change the profile picture, just a heads up. But right now my plan is to just kind of take the next couple months probably to figure out what I want in life, try to figure out my own life out, and then most likely I'll return and do YouTube in some form, in some way. Basically, yeah, I'm just gonna figure out what I want to do with my life, and then I'll come back.
So that's exactly what he would do, and the fans would be super supportive. But unfortunately, he didn't really get to work on himself that much, since right after he got the whole YouTube thing kind of taken care of, he would go right back to doing crazy things while mentally ill. In late January, he would do things like and oh, whoops. I don't think I'm legally allowed to expose that stuff. Sorry everyone. So Harry did a lot of messed up stuff in January, and one of them involved committing a crime. And after that, Harry was sent to a holding cell, and was pleaded not guilty by the reason of insanity. But he would be forced to spend 2 months in a psych ward, and it was probably one of the worst experiences Harry has ever had. He would meet quite a lot of interesting people, but he hated feeling like a caged animal. He would finally be released on March 7th, but he would be forced to go on house arrest for a year. Which was pretty great timing though. Since the COVID-19 pandemic just started, everyone would be quarantining in their houses anyway. Harry would announce on Twitter that he was back on the internet, but all of his fans would be completely clueless of what he just went through. So Harry just played it off like everything was normal, until he would decide to finally return to streaming on the 10th of April, where he would explain just exactly what he went through.
Guys, I went through complete hell over the past 4 months of my life. I went to 2 psych wards. I had like a complete mental breakdown. I'm living back with my mom again. LA kind of made me lose my mind, so that happened.
He claimed that he would go right back into consistent streaming like normal, and he would also show everyone that he found an archive folder of every single one of his videos, and he was planning how exactly he should re-upload all of them. The fans were overjoyed that everything would go back to normal, but surprisingly, Harry would only do 3 streams for his return. He was feeling really down and his audience would notice.
Am I sad? I'm not sad. I know that I'm not super enthusiastic, but I probably seem kind of sad, don't I?
After all the stuff that he did early in the year, he was experiencing a ton of guilt and depression around this time, so he was quickly losing optimism for his content creation, and he figured it might be best if he wouldn't fully come back just yet, which once again made people concerned because he would disappear without explaining anything. Once again, the waiting game commenced. On a random day in June, people would just casually be going through YouTube, until they would suddenly get a hit of surprise nostalgia. An old stream highlight named I Won't Reset Right Now appeared out of nowhere. Fans were jumping out of their seats when they saw this, because this meant that people can finally watch the old videos again, and Harry confirmed in a tweet that he was now re-uploading a bunch of old stream highlights all at once. But there was a catch. The re-uploads would only be stream highlights, and only the ones that Harry liked personally. But the fans figured beggars can't be choosers, and they enjoyed what they got. There would be 5 videos re-uploaded once a day, and hundreds of old videos would rise from the ashes, which took roughly 2 months to get through. Once that was finally done, he decided to go back into streaming once again.
We're back. Chat, we're back with an Odyssey stream, sadly.
At the time, Harry was taking antipsychotic medication that caused weight gain, and the chat would clown on him for it, making it the new meme. He claimed that he would be really consistent with the streaming again, but there were some complications. While he was re-uploading the videos, he would move houses and get a job at a gas station. So it was pretty tough for his mind to get back into content creation, but he managed to do it for a couple weeks of streaming. And during this brief era, remember the skit that Harry made with Toasty? Toasty would post that clip on TikTok, and people would believe that it was real and feel bad for him, which made the clip blow up all over the internet. It would get the attention of Optimus on YouTube, Brandon Spam on TikTok, and random people on Twitter. His Twitch followers would skyrocket over 10,000, but the issue was that it was totally fake, and Harry knew that he needed to talk on stream about it.
Guys, it's fake. It wasn't real. And I even said that it was fake live, that it was staged, that this isn't a real thing. But this guy made a TikTok and he didn't mention that it was fake. But yeah, it's completely fake. I'm unfollowing. Go ahead, dude. Thanks for coming.
So he would make it clear to a lot of people that it was fake, but that wouldn't stop it from spreading around the internet. And he still gets asked about it even after 2 years of it first blowing up. So yeah, that little event really boosted his popularity again. But yet again, Harry would disappear again late in July. He would come back for one stream in September and disappear yet again. At this point, nobody thought that he was going to fully return. Harry was still depressed from his past and being inside all the time, so he still didn't have the energy to commit himself. This break would be the longest up to date, lasting over 7 months. And during that time, a small fan-made Discord server would be created, so Harry's community wouldn't be completely dead just yet. But people really were starting to lose hope, and they truly believed that this might be the end of FearsomeFire. Until he would finally return next year in May.
He's back! He's back! The Dark Lord!
At first, people would be skeptical about Harry's return, but as it turns out, he was very prepared this time. He made an entire list for content ideas, and he made sure that he was consistent with streaming and video uploading. Near the start of this return, there was also a troll named Dominator that was trying to be the new Lucidity, and he would become the classic villain of 2021. Although he was younger and more obnoxious than Lucidity, this small rivalry made for a pretty entertaining start to the year. But on a serious note, Harry would make sure that this year would be a great year. He would hire a professional video editor, purchase brand new streaming equipment, and stream at least 3 times every week. He also decided it was finally time to revive the Fearsome Fam Discord server, but to ensure that it wouldn't become toxic again, he would make it so that only Twitch subs could talk, and also having his little brother be a 24/7 security guard. The server would be really helpful because it would alert people when streams would start. The main streaming content in 2021 would mainly consist of Gaizo Galaxy 2, Reddit recaps, and Mario Kart Mondays. And the best part of all, Harry would train his audience to be professional gamblers, setting up hundreds of Twitch predictions every stream. Even though people wouldn't use actual money, predictions would be one of the most exciting things on the streams. And as time went on, the content would get crazier and crazier. Harry would do stuff like stream himself working at the gas station, and having fun with his brother at Dave & Buster's. Speaking of collaborations, he would also collab with people like Extra Emily and Plain Rock 124 again. Okay, so as you can probably tell, 2021 was a very fun and innovative year for FearsomeFire. We can call this time the captivating comeback era. As the year was reaching its end, Harry wanted to do something big for his Twitch, so he decided to do an uncapped subathon, and luckily it was able to last 22 hours, thanks to the legendary subgifters. But after the subathon ended, Harry's ideal list was getting pretty dry, and he wouldn't blow up as much as he thought he would, so as you can probably assume, he would take yet another break from content creation, and even more surprises would come during this one. First of all, he would remove the sub-only restriction on his Discord server, so now everyone would be able to talk in there. And also, since Harry quit his job at the gas station, he was trying to look for a new job, and told everyone that he was trying to be a waiter at a restaurant. And once again, people would be understanding of his decisions. Well, until the mental illness kicked in again. In December, Harry would randomly delete his Twitter and Discord account. But luckily he gave his server ownership to his brother right before, so he wouldn't be that reckless this time. But unfortunately, within the same month, a pretty disastrous event would occur, and it would affect Harry both physically and mentally for the rest of his life. One day when Harry was out driving in an extremely psychotic state, he would get himself into a massive car crash. Harry was mostly unharmed, but one of his fingers was greatly damaged, and it wouldn't be able to work properly ever again. After that whole thing, he needed some time to recollect himself on what just happened. Meanwhile, right before his fans would give up on him for the 5th time, Harry was finally ready to talk to his audience yet again. He would upload an update video explaining his mental illness and other important information. This would answer a lot of questions.
I've kind of left my audience in a dark on many occasions. I was recently diagnosed with bipolar type 1 with psychotic features. What bipolar means, I mean, at least for me, is I will go through phases where I become manic, which is where I have a bunch of energy and things can become really dangerous, where I'm not sleeping, I'm not doing the things I should be doing, I'm not eating at all, I'm not living a healthy lifestyle, and I become a complete insane person, like literally, legally, clinically insane. In other news, I have realized that I want to be a YouTuber. YouTube is what I want to do with my life. I think the only reason why that was ever a question for me as to if I wanted to be a streamer or a YouTuber is because of my bipolar and not being sure what I want to do. In terms of when the new stuff is happening, give it either a couple of days or about a week.
After uploading that video, he would tell everyone that he also made a vlogging channel. During his break, he would make a total of 4 vlogs, and it mainly showed Harry's daily routine and him having fun with his dad's side of the family. Harry really enjoyed making these vlogs, so he said that he would make more in the future as a hobby and make streaming the full-time job. And speaking of, he would make his 6th return on the 2nd of February.
Wait, can you hear me? Oh my goodness.
Of course people would be skeptical again, but at this point, most people figured that they shouldn't question anything and just roll with it. Shortly after returning to streaming, he would create a brand new Twitter and Discord account. He would also still have the goal of trying to blow up again, but this time he would do it a little bit differently. Basically, Harry would create 2 YouTube channels called FearsomeFire Shorts and FearsomeFire VODs, which were later renamed as FearsomeFire Clips and FearsomeFired. His plan was to re-upload every single FearsomeFire content that he had on his computer onto FearsomeFired, and then send his audience to look through everything and make clips for the other channel. And that's exactly what he would do, but it would take quite a while. First of all, uploading every single stream VOD would take about 2 months, since there would be so many. And second, every single upload would have inaccurate titles and were disorganized. So, with the help of this little doofus, every single upload would be renamed and put it in its designated playlist. The FearsomeFire channel would be very special because it would contain every single FearsomeFire artifact. And so, every single fan could easily go back to their favorite FearsomeFire era and have the time of their life, while also making some very special clips for the Clips channel. Meanwhile, his streams would mainly be similar to what he did in 2021, just with a bit more edginess to it. And this is when things would get interesting. In March of 2022, a fan named Kate Adelman started talking to Harry on Instagram, and basically they ended up getting really flirty with each other, and Harry would be e-dating for his very first time. They would come up with a funny content idea for the audience, which was for Harry to get sub-hour on Odyssey before his next finger surgery. This would get Harry back into the Odyssey any % grind for quite a while, and Harry would pretend to be doing this just to get his first fearsome female, but in reality, he probably just wanted to bop Smallant. This any % grind would last for a month and a half, but sadly, he didn't even get close to sub-hour, and he didn't even bop his 103 PB from 3 years ago either. Fans were really disappointed, and then it was time Harry decided to finally spill the beans.
Basically, we kind of became like a couple, but it was a problem because we still had this video that I wanted to do because I thought it would be such a good concept for a video, so we freaking kept it a secret. But really, me and Kate are already boyfriend and girlfriend.
After their relationship was finally revealed, they could be much more public about it, even though sometimes it was a little bit TMI. But in other news, Harry's YouTube status was going great. He would collab with other streamers a couple times for Odyssey multiplayer, and some specific videos were really gaining views. At this time, everything was just fine, except, I'm sorry to say this, but it only goes downhill from here. At the start of June, Kate and Harry were interacting with each other in the FearsomeFire Discord, but then it ended up being a huge argument, and it all started because Harry was being a little bit too protective of Kate. The argument resulted in Harry banning Kate from the server, basically ending their relationship. Shortly after that argument, Harry would say that he would take some time off to focus on God, but when he said that he was taking some time off, he didn't mean that only he would be. Almost immediately, Harry would delete his Discord server, Twitter account, and YouTube channel once again. The other FearsomeFire channel would also be deleted too. Of course, fans would freak the heck out, but then a week later he just came back to his stream like nothing happened. But there would be a few sudden changes. Firstly, he told all of his fans that he became Christian, and secondly, he would rebrand from FearsomeFire to his full name.
Guys, I'm doing a little bit of a rebrand. I deleted my channel again. Fine, no big deal. I'm in the process of getting it back. Yeah, I want to kind of go the real name route. And I could have gone Harry Ryan, but I went Harrison Ryan. I found Jesus. Basically, I kind of realized that, like, yo, there definitely were some supernatural elements going on with, like, the stuff that I dealt with while bipolar. I believe in God now and Jesus Christ, but I don't want to ever be annoying about it.
Shortly after that, he would get his YouTube channel and his Twitter back. But sadly, Discord servers can't be recovered, so he made a brand new server under the name of Harrison Ryan. But this time, nobody was allowed to talk on the server. These changes would be confusing, but whenever someone would ask why he would do these things, Harry would simply say,
"'Cause I wanted to."
With that being said, things seemed to be calming down, but unfortunately, there would still be trouble. Basically, Kate would come back and leak the bad things that Harry did when he was extremely manic, and this would cause a massive uproar in his community. I won't mention what they were because, as said before, it's legally confidential. Just like any other internet drama, there was a large amount of misinformation and aggressive assumptions, which caused many of Harry's fans to completely lose respect in him. The way Harry responded to the drama was to be very open and honest, and he would fully explain the situation on stream and with a video.
So there's been some drama going on with me. Some of my personal information has been getting leaked, some of my demons. In all three of these examples, these are the three things that have haunted me the most in my life, the things I'm absolutely most ashamed of, the things I'm most scared of. And there's no excuse for any of them. They did happen when I was younger, and they did happen while I was mentally ill, but still, there's no excuse, and I take responsibility for them. I understand the consequences of my actions. I understand how people might react to these things, and I'm at a point where I guess it's time to come clean. I'm definitely in an interesting position with how I want to grow as a person because I'm going through by far the biggest change in personality that I've gone through in my entire life. And what I'm learning is I can kind of pick who I want to become. Am I going to promise there won't be more mistakes in the future? No, but I will own up to those mistakes and I will be honest about them. And I'm taking responsibility for trying to figure these things out.
After clearing things up, he would also private every single video on his channel for things to sink in, and make them public again a few days later. He was trying to ignore the bad things around him and focus much more on himself as a person. But in other news, his mental health at the time was really troubled. There were a lot of issues regarding his medication, and Harry claimed that no matter how much meds he would take, his bipolar symptoms would still occur. And he even came to a point where the meds would not let Harry sleep for over a week straight. This infuriated Harry, and he finally decided to say goodbye to the psychiatrist. This led to Harry and his mom getting into quite a bit of arguments, which made Harry to ultimately decide to move in with his dad. While he was there, he would start doing a lot of stuff on his Instagram, and also even asked his YouTube fans to support him over there. He started doing stuff that mainly surrounded giving advice to people on how to live properly. And for his YouTube, well, he would go back and forth between changing the info and deleting videos. And on July 13th, he ultimately decided to delete every single video. And not just private, he would delete everything along with the video stats. Oh yeah, and the other new Discord server, he deleted that one too. Soon his fans found out that he wasn't taking his medication anymore, and would constantly tell him to get back on it, while also judging his recent activities. Harry addressed these concerns in a couple live streams, simply by saying that Jesus quote-unquote cured his bipolar. That seemed like all he had to say, but the next day, the criticism made him suddenly snap. Remember the fanmade server back in 2020? Apparently Harry joined the server on an alt account, and you may want to look away for this. Harry would go on a sudden rampage of aggression, calling every person there losers and for them to stop caring about him. At first people thought this wasn't actually him, and it was just some kind of troll account. But it was confirmed when Harry would go on Twitter 10 minutes after leaving, telling all of his fans to get off his back. But in reality, people were just worrying for Harry because mentally ill people that don't take their medication are extremely endangered. And after the passing of a mentally ill YouTuber named Etika, people really didn't want this to happen again. But it was no use. Harry denied that he needed the medication at all, and he wouldn't let any of his fans tell him what to do. This would lead to a 5-day frenzy where Harry would spend the entire day on social media aggressively responding to concerned fans. Harry single-handedly destroyed almost his entire community, and even lost some close friends as well. And Harry couldn't care less. One thing did get through to Harry's mind though, and that was that he should take a break from social media altogether. And that's what he would do. Well, at least for Reddit and Twitter. He soon erased all of his tweet history from his account yet again. But on Instagram, he would still continue posting stories about Christianity and philosophy, and is still further educating himself on religion independently. His ex-fans have different thoughts, but Harry chooses not to pay attention to them. He's done with the past, and he's proud of it. And this finally brings us to the current day. As for the future, Harry is currently planning to move into an apartment for a year with his YouTube savings, and he's gonna try to go a different career path and see if he makes a living off of it. But at the end of the day, many questions still arise. Will he truly become a billionaire like he says he will? What's gonna happen to him if he keeps refusing people's advice? If he truly hates his community, why does he keep coming back to them? Is the Twitch channel gonna be deleted next? Is Harry gonna force me to take down this entire video? Only time can tell us. To summarize, if you were ever a fan of FearsomeFire, I think we can all agree that his existence greatly impacted our lives in some way, shape, or form, and whether we prefer watching clips from the old age, or just support him as a person instead of a content creator, Harry currently wants to leave his entire old fan base behind him. With his mental issues, his future may turn out really badly, but now almost nobody on this world can persuade him anymore. Many of his old fans still can't help but worry what's going to happen to him, but for now, Harry claims that he's been doing exceptional doing things by himself. So maybe the best thing to do is just believe that he's truly happy, and wish him the best of luck. Geez, that sure was a lot to cover. I appreciate anyone who actually sat through this entire thing. This video was only meant to inform, so I don't encourage people to attack anyone for any wrongdoing said in this video. It's all in the past, and it's time to move on. With that being said, thank you all for watching. See ya, Fearsome fam.